What is up, Beam Team? It is your boy King Beam back at it again with another video. Guardians of the Galaxy, they're my favorite characters in the MCU. They have been for a while, and both of the Guardians movies are like in my top 5 favorite Marvel movies of all time. And you know, the third one also is too now. This is a perfect trilogy to me, and it's like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was just so good. Like, the first movie was all about, you know, this group of broken people coming together and learning to, you know, open themselves up and trust other people. And then the second movie was about those same people, you know, not just being a team, but coming together and realizing that they're a family. And this third movie was like the evolution of that family. You know, how are the family dynamics? You know, how has each character evolved within the family? What are their family roles? The lengths you would go to save your family when they're in trouble. And it was just such a great movie. The opening of this movie is one of my favorite openings of any movie ever. We open with the acoustic version of Creep by Radiohead, and it perfectly lines out Rocket's story. It perfectly lines out how he feels about himself at the time, because like in the song, I don't know who's singing the song, Radiohead, I don't know who the lead singer is, but dude says that I don't belong here. And you know, Rocket, this whole time, he's felt like that he doesn't really belong. You know, he's this weird creature. He doesn't even know he's a raccoon, and he's just out here. And we really dive deep into Rocket's story, and it's sad, man. I think I cried like 3 times maybe watching this. This is a sad movie, but it's also funny. And like, James Gunn has a way with these characters. He's great at bringing together a bunch of misfits and turning them into a team of likable characters. He did it with Guardians. His Suicide Squad movie was good. Peacemaker was a really good TV show. Shout out to James Gunn. James Gunn is an amazing writer and director, and he said that Star Wars was a big inspiration for the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I can tell, and I love him for that. But you know, I just wanted to talk about Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and why I loved it so much. So yeah, you know, I hate asking people to like and subscribe, but like, you know, it really helps out the channel for real. And you know, I'm pretty sure like it's like a big number, like 95% of the people that watch the videos aren't subscribed. So if you would please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, it really help me out. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. So like I was saying before, the opening perfectly like it's a perfect opening. You know, Rocket, he's walking around, you know, Creep's playing, and you know, we see Kraglin, you know, he's having struggles, like doing a little whistle thing, and he's not, you know, at his best. And you know, Nebula, she's just, you know, she's really the mom of the group. She's really evolved throughout this entire series. Like, she went from trying to kill them in the first Guardians of the Galaxy to like being the mom of the entire group, and I think that's really cool. You know, Drax and Mantis, they're really like brother and sister for real. It's so fun to watch. And Peter, he is really depressed that Gamora's gone, and he's, you know, getting drunk all the time. And you know, Groot is he's Groot. He's fun. We love Groot. And Cosmo's part of the Guardians now. You know, Cosmo, the talking telepathic dog, is here. And we get that you know, opening walk sequence and the carrying quill. And I don't know, the opening of the movie was just really cool to watch. But as we get into the plot, you know, Rocket, he gets shot or something by can we talk about Adam Warlock's entrance? I know it's like a meme or whatever now, but it's so cool. He pulls up and it's like and then he pulls up and he like attacks the Guardians, and everybody's getting like, you know, the Guardians are really getting packed up. Like, Drax is getting like punched to a pulp. Groot gets turned into like a little spider. He loses like his whole body except his head. Nebula got beat up. Pretty sure Mantis got beat up. You know, Rocket, he gets shot, and Quill, he was drunk, so he showed up late to the fight, and I think he kind of felt that it was kind of his fault that Rocket got into the little predicament that he got into. And I think that was a really cool, aspect of his character. Peter was the main one, like, yo, let's go save our friend. Like, he was leading the Guardian. He was a good leader, because I feel like at the beginning, he wasn't being a good leader because he's just, sitting around getting drunk all the time. But I feel like when the inciting incident happened in the movie, it really forced him to, step up and be that leader. And he's like, let's go slide for our mans. And Rocket getting shot, he's like unconscious or whatever. It allowed for the film to dive deep into his backstory, and it's so sad. Like, it's worse than like he had ever described it, because there's this one scene in Guardians 1 that I really love, and it's when they're on Nowhere for the first time, and Peter and Gamora, they're about to dance or whatever, or they did dance. They did something, right? They were listening to music together, and then they went to go check on the rest of the group, and then Rocket is about to shoot Drax, and he's like, he called me vermin, and she called me rodent. Well, let's see how you feel with a couple of shots of this to your frickin' face. And he pulls out the gun, and you can tell that there's real pain hidden behind those words. And to just see where he came from, it was brutal, man. Like, he has a really sad backstory. And the High Evolutionary, I loved how he was just evil, just pure evil. Like, you hate him for the entire runtime. You hate him. And I remember, when they went on his ship, the lights turned on, and he just has kids in cages, and I was like, whoa, this dude literally just has children locked up in cages. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, High Evolutionary, great villain, because he's just so purely evil. And yeah, man, Rocket's backstory, when he was like, I want to go into the, fly around with my friends into the forever and beautiful sky. Man, that's a great quote. Into the forever and beautiful sky. Like, wow. And then when his friends died, because bro, he figured out a way to free everybody, and he opened the cages, but then the High Evolutionary shows up, and he shoots Lila, and then Flora's in the back. She's like, Rocket sees Flora go now. Rocket sees Flora go now, bro. Tears started falling down my face. I was like, no. The Rocket's just there yelling no, and it's just a sad scene, man. He has such a sad backstory, and I am glad that he's grown and he's learned to open up to his new family, because he needed that. And yeah, I love the scene where whatchamacallit, when Peter, they finally got the little code thingy to open up, or not open up, but unlock the little kill switch so that they could save Rocket's life. But it was going too slow, and then Rocket literally his heart stopped beating, he died for real. And then Gamora was like, it's over, he's dead. And Peter was like, no, and he just kept pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping. He brought his friend back to life, and everybody was hugging him and stuff. And I love this movie just shows how far you would go to save your family. What are you going to do to save your family? And then after that, we get one of the coolest hallway scenes. It was a 5-minute long shot of them just going crazy, killing all the people, and No Sleep to Brooklyn is playing in the background. The soundtrack in this movie is it's so good, man. It's so good. I absolutely love the soundtrack, man. The soundtrack is influenced, it's just so good. I love the soundtrack. Okay. But yeah, we get the cool hallway fight sequence, and I love how at the end of the movie, it wasn't this big epic boss battle. It was the Guardians literally ganging up on the High Evolutionary and beating him to a pulp. That's all it was. And there's a cool callback, because at the beginning of the movie, Rocket, he's like working on these gravity boots, and he was like, I'm trying to test to see if these like gravity boots work, and that was what he used at the end to defeat the High Evolutionary, because he has like these like gravity powers. He can defy gravity, and Rocket pushed that thing on his boot, and then he put the gun up, and he was like, I'm not, he calls him 8P19 or whatever he calls him. He's like, nah, I'm Rocket Raccoon. Bah, bah, bah. And then all the Guardians start coming in. Boo, 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 boo. They start beating on this man, and then they win. And we saved everybody. We saved all the children and all the animals, and everybody's safe. And I could tell that because like I said earlier, James Gunn said he was inspired by Star Wars. I could tell because there's one scene in this movie where Drax, Mantis, and Nebula, they fall into like this pit, and they have to like face off against those like the same monsters they fought at the beginning of the Guardians Volume 2. That had to be a Rancor reference. And then at the end, everybody's dancing and stuff. It's gotta be an Ewok celebration reference. At least I think it is. But I love the ending. I think it was good that everybody went their separate ways, and everybody's story really like concluded. Peter, he's going to go spend time with his grandfather. He's done running away from his past. Gamora is doing her Gamora thing. She's a Ravager now, because that's not her Gamora. That's not their Gamora. So she's off doing her own thing. And I think it was brilliant by James Gunn to not, even though we really wanted them to be together in the end, it wasn't meant to be, because that's not his Gamora. And this is how the story's going to end. And I love how at the end she was like, I bet we were fun, talking about the old Gamora. And, I love how their story ended. Rocket, he's the leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy now. And it's him and Adam Warlock and Cosmo and this little child, I don't know her name, and Groot. And they're going to go out saving the world. Drax, he's going to stay back, and he's going to, be a father to these kids who, I don't know where they came from. I don't know how High Evolutionary got all these kids, but Drax is going to be like their dad now. Mantis is going off to go find herself. Nebula's going to like build up this town, and I love how everybody's story concluded. And it was a cool scene at the end where Groot says, I love you guys, but he's not really saying I love you guys. He's really saying I am Groot, but we hear him say I love you guys because we're part of the family now, and we can understand him. And it's just, there's so many cool minute details that I love about this movie, and it's one of my favorite Marvel movies of all time. It's the best Marvel. I think Infinity War is better than Endgame, so I'm gonna say this is the best Marvel movie since Infinity War. And yeah, I'm thinking about doing like an in-depth like video essay on one aspect of this movie, but this is just me rambling, talking about how much I loved it because it was so good. And yeah, if you're still here, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, please support, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button in the comment section down below. Let me know what you thought of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And yeah, I love you. Have a great day, and peace out. And I'm a creep. I'm a